So when you open Word for the first time, the start screen will appear. Here is your start screen. From here, you will be able to create a new document, choose a template and access your recently edited documents. From the start screen, locate and select blank document for now. Now this is how your Word interface looks like. At the top of the Word, you can see a arrow. This is your quick access toolbar. Now what is quick access toolbar? The quick access toolbar lets you access common commands no matter which tab is selected. By default, it includes the save, undo and redo options. Just below the quick access toolbar, you can see the ribbon. All these tabs, file, home, insert, design, layout are come in the ribbon. The ribbon contains all of the commands you will need to perform common tasks in Word. It has multiple tabs, each with several groups of commands. And here is your tell me bar. The tell me bar allows you to search for commands, which is especially helpful if you don't remember where to find a specific command. And in the top right corner, this is your Microsoft account. From here, you can access your Microsoft account information, view your profile and switch accounts. And this is the command group separated by columns. What is command group? Each group contains a series of different commands. Simply click on any command to apply it. Some groups also have an arrow in the bottom right corner which you can click to see even more commands. Okay, this is your ruler. This is the ruler. The ruler is located at the top and to the left of your document. It makes it easier to make alignment and spacing adjustments. And to the right side, this is your scroll bar. Click and drag the vertical scroll bar to move up and down through the pages of your document. In the bottom below at the right side, this is your zoom control. Click and drag the slider to use the zoom control. The number to the right of the slide bar reflects the zoom percentage. And this is your document view. There are three ways to view a document: read mode, print layout and web layout. Read mode displays your document in full screen mode. Print layout is selected by default. It shows the document as it would appear on the printed page. And web layout shows how your document would look like as a web page. And here in the bottom left corner, this is the page and word count. From here you can quickly see the number of words and pages in your document. Let's talk about the ribbon. The Word uses a tab ribbon system instead of traditional menus. The ribbon contains multiple tabs like File, Home, Insert, Design, Layout, Reference, Mailing, Review, and View. Each tab contains several groups of related commands. For example, the font group on the Home tab contains commands for formatting text in your document. Now, showing and hiding the ribbon. If you find that the ribbon takes up too much space or screen space, you can hide it. To do this, click the ribbon display option around in the upper right corner of the ribbon. Then select the desired option from drop-down menu. There are three options. First, Auto Hide Ribbon. Auto Hide displays your document in full screen mode and completely hides the ribbon from view. To show the ribbon, click the Expand Ribbon command at the top of screen. Second is Show Tabs. This option hides all command groups when they are not in use, but tabs will remain visible. To show the ribbon, simply click a tab. Our third option, show tabs and commands. This option maximizes the ribbon. All of the tabs and commands will be visible. This option is selected by default when you open Word for the first time. Now let's talk about using the Tell Me feature. If you are having trouble finding command you want, the Tell Me feature can help. It works just like a regular search bar. Type what you are looking for and a list of options will appear. You can then use the command directly from the menu or without having find it on the ribbon. The Quick Access Toolbar. Located just above the ribbon, the Quick Access Toolbar lets you access common commands no matter which tab is selected. To add commands to the Quick Access Toolbar, click the drop-down arrow to the right of the Quick Access Toolbar, select the command you want to add. The command will be now added. Here is your quick print option which has been recently added. Now the ruler. To show or hide the ruler, click the View tab. Click the checkbox next to ruler to show or hide the ruler bar. See, it has been disappeared. Okay. Now let's talk about Backstage View. Backstage View gives you various options for saving, opening a file, printing and sharing your document. To access Backstage View, click the File tab on the ribbon. Now here is how your Backstage View. Now let's talk about document views and zooming. Word has a variety of viewing options that change how your document is displayed. You can choose to view your document in read mode, print layout or web layout. Now here is your challenge. Your first challenge is open Word 2016 and create a blank document. Your second challenge is change the ribbon display to show tabs, which is our second option. Your third challenge is using customize Quick Access Toolbar, add new quick print and spelling and grammar options. Your fourth challenge is in the Tell Me bar, type shape and press enter. Your fifth challenge is choose a shape from the menu and double click somewhere on your document so that the selected shape will show on your document. Show the ruler if it is not already visible. Your seventh challenge is zoom the document to 120%. And your last challenge is change the document view to web layout. So that's it for this tutorial. This tutorial is about understanding OneDrive. So what is OneDrive? See, many of the features in Office are geared toward saving and sharing files online. OneDrive is Microsoft's online storage space that you can use to save, edit and share your documents and other files. You can access OneDrive from your computer, smartphone or any of the device you use. To get started with OneDrive, all you need to do is to set up a free Microsoft account if you don't already have one. Once you have a Microsoft account, you will be able to sign into Office. Just click Sign in the upper right corner. Here is the sign in option. Just click on it, type your email address and click on Next. Now, what are the benefits of using OneDrive? The first benefit is access your files from anywhere. So what does it mean? When you save your files to OneDrive, you will be able to access them from any computer, tablet or smartphone that has an internet connection. You will also be able to create new documents from OneDrive. Now the second benefit is backup your files. Saving files to OneDrive gives them an extra layer of protection. Even if something happens to your computer, OneDrive will keep your files safe and accessible. And the third benefit is share files. It's easy to share your OneDrive files with friends and co-workers. You can choose whether they can edit or simply read files. This option is great for collaboration because multiple people can edit a document at the same time, which is also known as co-authoring. Now let's talk about saving and opening files. When you are signed into your Microsoft account, OneDrive will appear as an option whenever you save or open a file. You still have the option of saving files to your computer. As you can see, there are two options: to save in your computer and to save on OneDrive. For example, when you click Save As, you can select either OneDrive or this PC as the save location. Okay, so that's it for the Microsoft OneDrive. This tutorial is about creating and opening documents. So what are documents? Word files are called documents. Whenever you start a new project in Word, you will need to create a new document, which can either be blank or from a template. You will also need to know how to open an existing document. So, to create a new blank document, follow three steps. First, select the File tab to access the Backstage view. Second, select New and then click Blank Document. Your last step is a new blank document will appear on your screen. And to create a new document from a template. Okay, what is template? A template is a pre-designed document you can use to create a new document quickly. Templates often includes custom formatting and designs, so they can save you a lot of time and effort when starting a new project. So to create a new document using template, you have to first click on File tab to access the Backstage view and then select New. Several templates will appear below, as you can see on your screen. You can also use the search bar to find something more specific. In our example, we will use this blog post template. Okay. When you find something you like, select a template to preview it first, as we are previewing this. Okay. A preview of the template will appear. Click Create to use the selected template. A new document will appear with the selected template. And for your kind information, you can also browse templates by category after performing a search. Okay, so here is your blog post template. Now, to open an existing document, That is how to open an existing document. In addition to creating new documents, you will often need to open a document that was previously saved. Okay. So first you have to navigate to Backstage view. Then you have to click on Open option. Then select this PC and click on Browse. Okay, so here are so many documents that was created earlier. And if you want to open recently edited documents, just click on Recent option and select whatever document you want to open. Okay. Now let's talk about how to pin a document. If you frequently work with the same document, you can pin it to Backstage view for quick access. And for this, navigate to Backstage view, click Open and then select Recent option as we did earlier. Here is a list of recently edited documents. And to pin it, just click on this symbol. Also at the same time, if you want to unpin it, click on this option again. Okay, now let's talk about compatibility mode. Sometimes you may need to work with documents that were created in earlier versions of Microsoft Word, such as Word 2010 or Word 2007. When you open these types of documents, they will appear in compatibility mode. Compatibility mode disables certain features, so you will only be able to access commands found in the program that was used to create the document. For example, if you open a document created in Word 2007, you can only use tabs and commands found in Word 2007. Okay. So I have made a document using Word 2007 and I am going to open this. Okay, this is a sample file created using Word 2007. As you can see on the top of the interface, it is showing compatibility mode. Okay, and we have an option to convert this document so that it can use all the latest features which is available in Word 2016. And to convert a document, first of all we have to click on the File tab to access the Backstage view. Okay, then here is your option of compatibility mode. Locate it and select this option. A dialog box will appear. Click OK to confirm the file upgrade. As I press OK, now the document will be converted to the newest file type. But remember, converting a file may cause some changes to the original layout of the document. So that's it for this tutorial. You can find your challenges in a file I have attached with this lecture. You can download it and solve all the challenges. This tutorial is about saving, sharing and exporting documents. See, when you create a new document in Word, you will need to know how to save it so you can access and edit it later. As with previous versions of Word, you can save files to your computer. If you prefer, you can also save files to the cloud using OneDrive. You can even export and share documents directly from Word. So let's talk about save and save as options. Word offers two ways to save a file, that is save and save as. These options work in similar ways with a few important differences. First, talk about save. When you create or edit a document, you will use the save command to save your changes. You will use this command most of the time. When you save a file, you will only need to choose a file name and location the first time. After that, you can click the save command to save it with the same name and location. Now, save as. You will use this command to create a copy of a document while keeping the original. When you use save as option, you will need to choose a different name or different location for the copied version. We can also save documents to OneDrive. Let's talk about how to save a document. It's important to save your document whenever you start a new project or make changes to an existing one. Saving early and often can prevent your work from being lost. You will also need to pay close attention to where you save the document so it will be easy to find later. To save a document, locate and select the Save option on the Quick Access toolbar. If you are saving the file for the first time, the Save As pane will appear in the Backstage view. You will then need to choose where to save the file and give it a file name. Click Browse to select a location on your computer. Alternatively, you can click OneDrive to save the file to your OneDrive. My document has been saved on the desktop location. Okay. Now we use save as option to make a copy. If you want to save a different versions of a document while keeping the original, you can create a copy. For example, if you have a file named saving, you could save it as saving new. So you will be able to edit the new file and still refer back to the original version. To do this, you will click the Save As command in Backstage view just like when saving a file for the first time. You will need to choose where to save the file and give it a new file name. For example, suppose I want to save the same file but at different location and name. Then I change the name to saving new and I have changed location from desktop to documents and I click on save. So the copy of this document has been created on downloads with a new name. And to change the default save location, okay, suppose you have to change the default location. If you don't want to use OneDrive, you may be frustrated that OneDrive is selected as the default location when saving. If you find this inconvenient, you can change the default save location. So this PC is selected by default. For this, click on the file option to access the Backstage view. Click on the options. The word options dialog box will appear. Select save on the left. Check the box next to save to computer by default. Then click OK. Default save location will be changed. Okay. In this way you can change your default location from OneDrive to your desired one. Now let's talk about exporting documents. By default, Word documents are saved in the .docs file type. However, there may be times when you need to use another file type such as PDF or Word 1997 to 2003 document. It's easy to export your document from Word to a variety of file types. For example, to export a document as a PDF file, click the File tab to access the Backstage view. Choose Export option, then select Create PDF or XPS. Now type whatever the name you want to save, like saving -PDF. I want to save it in the same location, that is my documents folder. Now if I, or as you can see on my screen, our document has been converted into a PDF file. Now To export a document to other file types excluding PDF, we have to click on File option to access the Backstage view. Again choose Export option, then click on Change File Type. Select a file type. Suppose I have chosen this template. Okay. Now click on Save As. Give it a new name. Suppose I give it a plain, or I choose from the below options. I click on plain text and save the file with the same name, that is plain text, in the desktop folder or on my desktop. Click on save, press OK. In this way you can create a PDF file or any other extension you want. Now let's talk about sharing documents. Word makes it easy to share and collaborate on documents using OneDrive. In the past, if you wanted to share a file with someone, you could send it as an email attachment. While convenient, this system also creates multiple versions of the same file, which can be difficult to organize. When you share a document from Word, you are actually giving others access to the exact same file. This lets you and the people you share with edit the same document without having to keep track of multiple versions. And to share a document, click the File tab to access the Backstage view. Then click on Share option. The Share pane will now appear. Click on Share with people, okay, or email, present online, or post to blog. So that's it for this tutorial. You can find your challenges regarding this tutorial attached with this lecture. You can download it from there and solve the challenges. If you are new to Microsoft Word, you will need to learn the basics of typing, editing, and organizing text. Basic tasks include the ability to add, delete, and move text in your document, as well as how to cut, copy, and paste. So, first of all, here is your blank document. Okay, and this is your insertion point. What is insertion point? The insertion point is the blinking vertical line in your document. It indicates where you can enter text on the page. You can use the insertion point in a variety of ways. Like this is your blank document. When a new blank document opens, the insertion point will appear in the top left corner of the page. If you want, you can begin typing from this location. Like I type the word sample file. Now adding spaces. Press the space bar to add the space after a word or in between the text. Like this. Now if you want new paragraph line, just press enter on your keyboard to move the insertion point to the next paragraph line and type the desired text you want. This is the sample text. Now let's talk about manual placement. Once you begin typing, you can use the mouse to move the insertion point to a specific place in your document. Simply click the location in the text where you want to place it. Okay. Now let's talk about arrow keys. You can also use the arrow keys on your keyboard to move the insertion point. The left and right arrow keys will move the between adjacent characters on the same line, while the up and down arrow keys will move the paragraph lines. You can also press Ctrl plus left or Ctrl plus right to quickly move between the entire word, like this. Okay. Now let's talk about selecting text. Before you can move or format text, you will need to select it. To do this, click and drag your mouse over the text. Okay, like this. And to select multiple lines of text. If you want to select multiple lines, like this. Okay, and to select all text lines or paragraphs in a document, press Ctrl plus A from your keyboard. And if you want to delete text, suppose you want to delete this word, these two words, just select them with your mouse and press delete key from your keyboard. Now this text get deleted. Now let's talk about copying and moving text. Word allows you to copy text that's already in your document and paste it in other places, which can save you a lot of time and effort. If you want to move text around in your document, you can cut and paste or drag and drop. To copy and paste text, select the text you want to copy. Suppose I want to copy this word sample. Click the copy command on the home tab, this one. Alternatively, you can also use Ctrl plus C from your keyboard. Place the insertion point where you want the text to appear. Suppose I want to paste the sample word at the end of this text. Now you can use this paste option from home, or you can simply press Ctrl plus V from your keyboard to paste that text. Okay. Now if you want to cut and paste text, select the text you want to cut. Suppose I want to cut this second word file. So first of all, select this and press Ctrl plus X from your keyboard. Okay. Go to the insertion point where you want to paste that word and press Ctrl plus V. That is a shortcut to paste. Now the word appeared at the last line. Let's talk about drag and drop text. Select the text you want to move. Suppose I want to move these multiple lines. Okay. Click and drag this text to the location where you want it to appear. Suppose I want to appear at the last of the document. Okay. Now I have released the mouse and the text will appear. Let's talk about undo and redo options. Let's say you are working on a document and accidentally delete some text. Like I have deleted this word, these two words accidentally. Fortunately, you won't have to retype everything you just deleted. Word allows you to undo your most recent action when you make a mistake like this. To do this, either we can use the undo or redo option mentioned in the quick access toolbar. These are the two options. This is for undo and this is for redo. Or we can simply use Ctrl plus Z from your keyboard to undo like this, or Ctrl plus Y to redo like this. Okay, now let's talk about symbols. If you need to insert an unusual character that's not on your keyboard, such as copyright or trademark symbol, you can usually find them with the symbol command. To insert a symbol, place the insertion point where you want to place the symbol or where you want it to appear the symbol. Click the Insert tab, locate and select the symbol command. Now at the last you will find it. Here is your symbol command. Now choose a symbol, whatever you want it to be appeared on your document, and click on it. See, here is your symbol appeared. Okay. So that's it for this tutorial. I have attached some challenges for you in a separate file which is also downloadable. This tutorial is about formatting text. Formatted text can draw the reader's attention to specific parts of a document and emphasize important information. In Word, you have several options for adjusting text, including font, size, and color. You can also adjust the alignment of the text to change how it is displayed on the page. So, let's get started with the font size. To change the font size, select the text you want to modify. Go to Home tab, click on the font size drop down arrow, select a font size from the menu. If the font size you need is not available in the menu, you can click the font size box and type the desired font size, then press enter. The font size will change in the document as you can see here. I have changed the first line font size. And to change the font, by default, the font of each new document is set to Calibri as you can see here. However, Word provides many other fonts you can use to customize text. Select the text you want to modify. Go to Home tab. Select the option. Select this option and whatever style you want, click on it. See, your text or text fonts are now being changed. And if you want to change the font color, select the text you want to modify or the complete line or paragraph you want to modify. Go to the Home tab, click on font color. As you can see here is the font color option. Click on this down arrow and select the color of your choice. Suppose I selected this red color. Okay. Now let's talk about bold, italic and underline options. The bold, italic and underline commands can be used to help draw attention to important words or phrases. First of all, select the text you want to modify. Go to the Home tab and select whether you want it as a bold, italic or all the three. You can use these options from your keyboards also. Like for bold, press Ctrl plus B. For italic, use Ctrl plus I. And for underline, use Ctrl plus U from your keyboard. Now to change text case. When you need to quickly change text case, you can use the change case command instead of deleting and retyping text, which also saves a lot of your time. First of all, select the text you want to modify. Suppose I want to modify these two words. Go to the Home tab, okay, and click on change text. This is your change case option. Okay. Now select whatever option. Suppose I want all these fonts in uppercase. Select the uppercase like this. Okay. Now to highlight the text, select the text you want to highlight. Suppose I want to highlight this word. Okay. Go to the Home tab and click the text highlighting color drop down arrow. Okay. So here is our text highlighting color option. Click on this and suppose I choose this yellow color. See, Now our chosen word has been highlighted. Okay, now let's talk about text alignments. By default, Word aligns text to the left margin in the new documents. However, there may be times when you want to adjust text alignment to the center or right. Like suppose I press enter. Our text insertion point has been on the left side. But if you want to make it on the center or right side, go to the Home tab and choose these options. For left, this, for center, this option, and to the right side, this option. Okay, you can use shortcut keys also, like to make it left, press Ctrl plus L from your keyboard. To make it in the center, press Ctrl plus E, and to make it in the right side, place Ctrl plus R. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching. This tutorial covers two topics, that is indent and tab. Indenting text adds structure to your document by allowing you to separate information, whether you had like to move a single line or an entire paragraph. You can use the tab selector and the horizontal ruler to set tabs and indents. Our first topic is indenting text. In many types of documents, you may want to indent only the first line of each paragraph. This helps to visually separate paragraphs from one another. It's also possible to indent every line except for the first line, which is known as hanging indent. To indent using the tab key, a quick way to indent is to use the tab key. This will create a first line indent of ½ inch. For example, place the insertion point at the very beginning of the paragraph you want to indent. Press tab key. On the ruler, you should see the first line indent marker, this one. Move to the right by ½ inch. The first line of the paragraph will be indented. Indent markers. Now what are indent markers? In some cases, you may want to have more control over indents. Word provides indent markers that allow you to indent paragraphs to the location you want. The indent markers are located to the left of the horizontal ruler and they provide several indents. These are the indent markers. First line indent marker. Adjust the first line indent. This one. This one is the first line indent marker. Okay. Now this one is the hanging indent marker. It affects all the lines except the first one, as you can see in the example. Now the third one is left indent marker, which moves both the first line indent and hanging indent markers at the same time. This one. See. So to indent using the indent markers, first place the insertion point anywhere in the paragraph you want to indent, or select one or more paragraphs. Click and drag the desired indent marker. For example, I am going to click and drag the left indent marker, which affects first line of each paragraph. Okay. Now to indent using the indent command instead of using the signs. If you want to indent multiple lines of text or all lines of a paragraph, you can use the indent commands. The indent commands will adjust the indent by ½ inch increment. For this, select the text you want to indent. On the Home tab, click the increase indent or decrease indent command. See, like this. Okay. Now the text will indent. Now let's talk about tabs. Using tabs gives you more control over the placement of text. By default, Every time you press the tab key, the insertion point will move half an inch to the right. For example, I place the insertion point here and press tab. See, the indent marker has been moved by half an inch. So, adding tab stops to the ruler allows you to change the size of the tabs, and Word even allows you to apply more than one tab stop to a single line. Okay, let's make it clear with an example. These are the tab stops. Okay, you can change them by clicking like this, and I placed 3 tab stops on the ruler bar. Now see the difference. As I pressed tab first for the very first time, it goes to the level of this point. Next time it is equal to this point, and at last it is in the same sequence as that of third tab stop. Okay, now let's talk about the tab selector. This one is our tab selector. The tab selector is located above the vertical ruler on the left. Hover the mouse over the tab selector to see the name of the active tab stop. The current active tab stop is right tab. By default it must be left tab. Now there are many types of tab stops. First one is left tab stop. Okay. Second is center tab. Third is right tab. Then decimal tab. Then bar tab. Then first line indent, and the last one is hanging indent. Okay. Now to add tab stops, you have to select the paragraph or paragraphs you want to add tab stop to. Suppose I want to add tab stops for both these paragraphs. So I have to select both the paragraphs. Then click on tab selector. Suppose I have to select right tab stop, which is already selected. Click on the location of the horizontal bar you want to add, like we did earlier, this one. Okay. Now place the insertion point in front of the text you want to tab. Suppose I want to tab this one, national. Okay. Then press tab for the one time. It is equals to this. Second time it goes to or equivalent to this point, and at last for this point. Okay. Now what if I have to remove all the tab stops? Just click them and drag. Click and drag out of the ruler bar. Click and drag. Click and drag. In this way, all the tab stops has been removed from your document. Okay. So this is the basic example of indents and tabs. That's it for this tutorial. Let's talk about line and paragraph spacing. As you design your document and make formatting decisions, you will need to consider line and paragraph spacing. You can increase spacing to improve readability and reduce it to fit more text on the page. About line spacing. Line spacing is the space between each line in a paragraph. Word allows you to customize the line spacing to be single-paged, one line high, double page, that is 2 lines high, or any other amount you want. The default spacing in Word is 1.08 lines, which is slightly larger than single space. Okay. To format line spacing, select the text you want to format. As I have selected all the text. Go to the Home tab and click on line and paragraph spacing. As you can see, as I am increasing the number, the space between my lines also increasing. In the same way, you can decrease it like this. Okay. Now, what is fine tuning line spacing? Your line spacing options aren't limited to the ones in the line and paragraph spacing menu. To adjust spacing with more precision, select line and spacing options, go to line spacing options. Now see, here are so many options available for you to edit this as your desired one. Okay. Now, what is paragraph spacing? Just as you can format spacing between lines in your document, you can adjust spacing before and after paragraphs. This is useful for separating paragraphs, headings, and subheadings. To format paragraph spacing, select the paragraph or paragraphs you want to format. On the Home tab, click the line and paragraph spacing. Click on the option Add Space before paragraph. Okay, or remove space before paragraph. The paragraph spacing will change in the document. As suppose I make it into 2 paragraphs. Now see the difference. When I remove space before paragraph and when I add space after paragraph. Okay. So this is the basic information about line and paragraph spacing. Let's talk about list. Bulleted and numbered list can be used in your documents to outline, arrange and emphasize text. In this lesson, you will learn how to modify existing bullets, insert new bullet and numbered list, select symbols as bullets and format multi-level list. Now, to create a bulleted list, select the text you want to format as a list. Like I have selected this text. Now, on the Home tab, click the drop down arrow, this one, next to the bullets command. A menu of bullet styles will appear. Move the mouse over the various bullet styles. A live preview of the bullet style will appear in the document. Okay. Select the bullet style you want to use. The text will be formatted as a bulleted list. Now, options for working with list. To remove numbers or bullets from a list, select the list and click the bulleted or numbered list command. When you are editing a list, you can press enter to start a new line and the new line will automatically have a bullet or a number. When you have reached the end of your list, press enter twice to return to the normal formatting. For example, if I press enter for one time, the bullets came in the new line automatically, and if I press the enter for 2 times, now see, I came back again in normal formatting. Okay. Now to create a numbered list, suppose I don't want to use these bullet styles, I want to use numbers instead. When you need to organize text into a numbered list, Word offers several numbering options. You can format your list with numbers, letters or Roman numerals. First of all, select the text you want to format as a list and on the Home tab, click the drop down arrow next to the numbering command. A menu of numbering styles will appear. Move the mouse over the various numbering styles. A live preview of the numbering style will appear in the document. Select the numbering style you want to use. The text will format as a numbered list. But as you can see, there are 2 different parts of this text. The first 3 names are for the people who are coming for lunch and the last 3 were coming for dinner. But this numbering system count both these as a single. So first of all, we remove this. Okay. Now to correct this numbering system, right click on this and select the option restart at 1. This option is used when we want to restart the numbering of a list. It can be applied to numeric and alphabetical list. Click on restart at one option. Now see, it can be rearranged automatically. Now, what if you want to go again to the earlier numbering system? Right click and select the option continue numbering. Okay. Now, if you want to use a symbol as a bullet, okay, for this first of all select the text, go to the home tab, click on drop down arrow next to the bullets command, select define new bullet, this one last option. The define new bullet dialog box will appear and now click the symbol button. The symbol dialog box will appear. Click the font drop down menu. Okay. Now select any one of these and click OK. Suppose I want to choose this symbol. Press OK. Again. Alright. Now to change the bullet color, if you want to change the color of bullet, first of all select the whole text, go to the home tab. Now click on the drop down arrow next to the bullets command, select define bullet. Okay, go to font option. Now select the font color. Suppose I select this red color and press OK. Again OK. The bullet color will change in the list. Now let's talk about multi-level list. Multi-level list allows you to create an outline with multiple levels. Any bulleted or numbered list can be turned into multi-level list by using the tab key, like this. Okay. Another example. Let's make it clear with an example. To create a multi-level list, place the insertion point at the beginning of the line you want to move. Okay. Now press the tab key to increase the indent level of the line. As you can see, the line or the complete text will move to the right. Okay. To increase or decrease an indent level, you can make adjustment to the organization of a multi-level list by increasing or decreasing the indent level. There are several ways to change the indent level. To increase the indent by more than one level, place the insertion point at the beginning of the line like this, and then press the tab key until the desired level is reached, like this. As you can see, the bullets also changing at the same time. Okay. Now that's it for this tutorial. You can find your challenge to be solved attached with this lecture. You can download that file. In this video, I am going to teach you about hyperlinks. Adding hyperlinks to text can provide access to websites and email addresses directly from your document. There are a few ways to insert a hyperlink into your document, depending on how you want the link to appear. You can use Word's automatic link formatting or convert text into a link manually. Understanding hyperlinks in Word. Hyperlinks have two basic parts: the address of the web page, that is your URL, and the display text. For example, this could be the address of the web page, this one, and this is the display text. Okay. When you create a hyperlink in Word, you will be able to choose both the address and the display text. Word often recognizes email and web addresses as you type and will automatically format them as hyperlinks after you press enter or the spacebar. For example, if I type www.gmail.com and press spacebar, see, it automatically converts this text into hyperlink. I can directly access gmail.com by clicking here. Now, to format a text with a hyperlink, first of all, you have to select the text you want to format as a hyperlink. Then go to the Insert tab and select the hyperlink option. Okay. Now, the Insert Hyperlink dialog box appeared and the selected text will appear in the text to display, as you can see on the top, this one. You can change this text if you want, or in the address field, type the address you want to link to, then click OK. Suppose I want to link this text with a website, techexpertsindia.com, and press OK. Now the text will be then formatted as a hyperlink. See, if I click on this text, I can be redirected to a website, that is www.techexpertsindia.com. Now, if you want to edit or remove hyperlinks, just right click on the text you want to edit. Either you can choose the option edit hyperlink, or if you want to remove hyperlink, then click on the option remove hyperlink. See, the hyperlink is now been removed. Now this text is act as a normal text. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. Our today's topic is page layout. Word offers a variety of page layout and formatting options that affect how content appears on the page. You can customize the page orientation, paper size, and page margins depending on how you want your document to appear. Word offers two page orientation options, landscape and portrait. Landscape means the page is oriented horizontally and portrait means the page is oriented vertically. I have downloaded an image from the internet. The first one is your portrait image and the second one is landscape or horizontal image. Now, if you want to change page orientation, select the Layout tab, click the Orientation command in the Page Setup group, this one, and select Portrait or Landscape accordingly. The page orientation of the document will be changed. Now let's talk about page size. By default, the page size of a new document is 8.5 inches by 11 inches, as you can see here. I am talking about this one, that is 21.59 cm by 27.94 cm. And if you want to change the page size, Word has a variety of predefined page sizes to choose from, as you can see here: letter, legal statement, executive, A5, B5, A4, etc. You can select from these options and your page will be adjusted accordingly. And if you want to use a custom page size, go to the size options and select more paper sizes. Okay, the page setup dialog box will appear. Adjust the volumes for width and height accordingly and press OK. The page size of the document will be changed. Now let's talk about page margins. A margin is the space between the text and the edge of your document. By default, a new document's margin are set to normal, which means it has a 1 inch space between the text and each edge. Depending on your needs, Word allows you to change your document's margin size. To format page margins, Word has a variety of predefined margin sizes to choose from. Select the Layout tab and go to the Margins command. A drop down menu will appear. Click the predefined margin size you want. The margins of the document will be changed. And if you want to use custom margins, select the margins option, go to the custom margin and click. The page setup dialog box will appear. Adjust the values of each margin according to yourself and click OK. Suppose I change this one 0.27 to 0.50 and bottom at the same time 0.50 and press OK. The margins of the documents will be changed. Okay. So that's it for this tutorial. Our today's topic is printing documents. Once you have created your document, you may want to print it to view and share your work offline. It's easy to preview and print a document in Word using the print pen. To access the print pen, select the File tab. Now the Backstage view will appear. Select the Print option. Now the print pen has been appeared. Or there is a shortcut to open a print pen, that is Ctrl plus P from your keyboard. Now to print a document, navigate to the print pen, then select the desired printer. Okay, here is a list of printers. You can select anyone. Now enter the number of copies you want to print from here. Select any additional settings if needed, like print all pages, print one shield, okay, collated, A4 size, etc. Now finally click on print to print the document. Okay. Now here you can view how your page looks like after printing. Now let's talk about custom printing. Sometimes you may find it unnecessary to print your entire document, in which case custom printing may be more suited for your needs. Whether you are printing several individual pages or a range of pages, Word allows you to specify exactly which pages you had like to print. To custom print a document, navigate to the print pen and in the pages field, this one, enter the pages you want to print, like 1 page 3rd to 5. That is, by using this command, you have print the page number 1, okay, then second page you have not included, then 3, 4 and 5 number of page. Click on print to print the mentioned pages. Now this is the basic overview, or you can say basic introduction of print and custom printing. So that's it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Our today's topic is breaks. When you are working on a multi-page document, there may be times when you want to have more control over how exactly the text flows. Breaks can be helpful in these cases. There are many types of breaks to choose from depending on what you need, including page breaks, section breaks, and column breaks. Now here is an example. As you can see on your screen, I have copied some text from the internet. It is an essay written on birds. To insert a page break, okay, in our example, place the insertion point where you want to create the page break. Suppose I want to create a page break here. Okay. Now on the insert tab, click the page break option, this one. Okay. You can either use this option from here, or you can simply press Ctrl plus Enter on your keyboard. Okay. As I clicked on it, my essay has been separated into 2 pages. Okay. By default, breaks are invisible. If you want to see the breaks in your document, click the Show or Hide command on the Home tab. Okay. Now where you find the Hide or Show option in Home tab, go to this option. Okay, with Show or Hide options. Now let's talk about section breaks. Section breaks create a barrier between different parts of a document, allowing you to format each section independently. For example, you may want one section to have two columns without adding columns to the entire document. Word offers several types of section breaks like next page, continuous, even and odd pages. Next page. This option inserts a section break and moves text after the break to the next page of the document, like we have done earlier. Continuous. This option inserts a section break and allows you to continue working on the same page. Even and odd page. These options add a section break and move to the text after the break to the next even or odd page. These options may be useful when you need to begin a new section on an even or odd page. For example, a new chapter of a book. Now, to insert a section break, we'll add a section break to separate a paragraph from a two-column list. Place the insertion point where you want to create the break. Okay, like I mentioned my insertion point here. Okay. Now, on the page layout tab, this option, click the breaks here. Okay. You can select your desired option from the drop down menu. In our example, I have selected the continuous option. So our paragraph remains on the same page as the columns. Okay. As you can see, it again converted into single page. Now a section break will appear in the document. Okay. Like another example, place your insertion point and click on break. Now if I selected another option like this one, column option, see, it again gets separated. So this is the basic example. Now the text before and after the section break can now be formatted separately. Okay, either we can make it whole essay in a single column or we can divide it in multiple columns depending upon your choice. Now let's talk about other types of breaks. When you want to format the appearance of columns or modify text wrapping around an image, Word offers additional break options that can help. Column. When creating multiple columns, you can apply a column break to balance the appearance of the columns. Any text following the column break will begin in the next column. To learn about text wrapping. Okay, let's talk about text wrapping. When text has been wrapped around an image or object, you can use a text wrapping break to end the wrapping and begin typing on the line below the image. Okay. Now, what if you want to delete a break? By default, breaks are hidden as we know. And if you want to delete a break, you will first need to show the breaks in your document. So to show it, go to the Home tab, click on the Show or Hide command. Locate the break you want to delete. Suppose I want to delete this break. So we have to first locate this option. Okay. Then place the insertion point at the beginning of the break. So I have to place insertion point at the beginning of the break like this. Here. Now press the delete key from your keyboard simply. The break will be deleted from the document as you can see. Okay. So that's it for this tutorial. See you in the next video. Our today's topic is columns. Sometimes the information you include in your document is best displayed in columns. Not only can columns help improve readability, but some types of documents like newspaper articles, newsletters, and flyers are often written in column format. Word also allows you to adjust your columns by adding column breaks. Now to add columns to a document, Select the text you want to format. Like I have selected the complete text. Now select the layout tab. Then click the columns command. A drop down menu will appear. Select the number of columns you want to create. Suppose I want to create 2 columns. Okay. Then select it. The text will now format into 2 columns. But remember, your column choices aren't limited to the drop down menu that appears. Select more columns at the bottom of the menu to access the columns dialog box. This one. Okay. Click the arrows next to number of columns. Okay. To adjust the number of columns. Here 3, 4, 5, etc. Okay. Now if you want to adjust the spacing and alignment of columns, click and drag the indent markers, I am talking about this one, on the ruler until the columns appear the way you want. Now to remove columns. To remove column formatting, place the insertion point anywhere in the columns. Like I set my insertion point here. Now go to the columns option from the layout tab. Select one from the drop down menu that appears like this. Okay, now the columns has been removed. Now let's talk about adding column breaks. Once you have created columns, the text will automatically flow from one column to the next. Sometimes you may want to control exactly where each column begins. You can do this by creating a column break. To add a column break, place the insertion point at the beginning of the text you want to move. Okay. First of all, we have to make or convert into 2 columns. Okay. Now place the insertion point like I place it here. Select the layout tab. Go to the breaks. Okay. Select the column from the menu. This one. Now the text will move to the beginning of the column, as you can see here. Okay. Now if you want to remove column breaks, by default breaks are hidden. If you want to show the breaks your document, click the show or hide option on the home tab, as we can study earlier, like this. These are your column breaks. Okay. Suppose I want to remove this one column break. Place your insertion point. Okay. And press delete button like this. Delete this one also. Delete. Okay. So that's it for this tutorial. Our today's topic is header and footer. The header is a section of the document that appears in the top margin, while the footer is a section of the document that appears in the bottom margin. Headers and footers generally contain additional information such as page numbers, dates, an author's name, and footnotes, which can help keep longer documents organized and make them easier to read. Text entered in the header or footer will appear on each page of the document. For example, to create a header, double click anywhere on the top margin like this. Type whatever you want, like I want to type here the author's name, Harry. Okay. Now to exit, simply press escape key from your keyboard. Now when you are finished, the header text will appear. Now if you want to insert a preset header or footer, because Word has a variety of preset headers and footers you can use to enhance your document's design and layout. For example, I will add a preset header. For this, select the Insert tab, then click on the header or footer, whatever option you want. I want to edit header. Select any of the preset headers. Okay. Now the header will appear. Now this field, okay, this field is called content control fields. This one. These fields are good for adding information like the document title, date, page numbers, etc. I want to leave with the same text. Okay, I don't want to edit this text. Now to exit, just press escape key as we did earlier. If you want to delete a content control field, right click it and select remove content control like this option. Okay. Now if you want to edit header or footer, first of all, after you close the header or footer, it will still be visible. Okay, as you can see on your screen. Simply double click a header or footer to unlock it. Okay, which will allow you to edit it. Suppose I want to edit it, I select this and delete and press escape key. Now the header has been deleted. Okay, and suppose I want to insert page number, I just type 12. That is, suppose this is my page number 12. Okay, now let's talk about design tab options. When your document's header and footer are unlocked, to unlock it, double click on header. A design tab will appear on the right side of the ribbon, this one. Okay, which gives you various editing options like hide the first page header or footer. For some documents, you may not want the first page to show the header and footer. Like if you have a cover page and want to start the page numbering on the second page. If you want to hide the first page header and footer, check the box next to different first page, this one. Okay. As you selected this one option, your header will get disappeared from your first page because system knows that this is your first page. Okay. So you can select various other options from here also. Okay. Or you can insert page numbers like this, where you want to add page number. Suppose if I selected this one option, so this one gets appear on your header, that is first page header. Now let's talk about additional options. With the commands available in the insert group, you can add the date and time, document info, pictures and more to your header or footer where you want. Okay, now to insert the date or time into a header or footer, sometimes it's helpful to include the date or time in the header or footer. For example, you may want your document to show the date when it was created. On the other hand, you may want to show the date when it was printed, which you can do by setting it to update automatically. This is useful if you frequently update and print a document because you will always be able to tell which version is the most recent. And for this, double click anywhere on the header or footer to unlock it. Okay, place the insertion point where you want the date or time to be appeared. Suppose I want to be appeared it on the right side. The design tab will appear. Click the date and time command. Okay, this one. By clicking, the date and time dialog box will appear. Select the desired date or time format. Check the box next to update automatically, this one. And if you don't want the date to change, leave this option unchecked and click OK. Now the date will appear in the header as you can see on your screen. Okay, so that's it for headers and footers. Our today's topic is page numbers. Page numbers can be used to automatically number each page in your document. They come in a wide range of number formats and can be customized to suit your needs. Page numbers are usually placed in the header, footer or side margin. When you need to number some pages differently, Word allows you to restart page numbering anytime. Okay? Word can automatically label each page with a page number and place it in a header, footer or side margin. If you have an existing header or footer, it will be removed and replaced with the page number. So, to add a page number, first of all, go to the Insert tab, this one, and click on the page number. Okay. Now, open the top of page, bottom of page or page margins, whatever you want. Then select the desired style of header. Suppose I select this one. Page numbering will appear on your screen. And now press the escape key to lock the header or footer. Remember, to unlock any header or footer, you have to double click on it, and to lock it again, just press escape key from your keyboard. And if you need to make any changes to your page numbers, simply double click the header or footer to unlock it and then add it accordingly. Now, to add page numbers to an existing header or footer. For example, if you already have a header or footer like we have, and you want to add a page number to it, Word has an option to automatically insert the page number into the existing header or footer. In our example, we will add page numbering to our document's header. First of all, double click anywhere on the header to unlock it. On the Design tab, click the page number command in the menu that appears over the mouse, this one. Okay. Hover the mouse over current position and then select the desired page numbering style. Like I select this one, plain number 2. Now page numbering will appear, and when you are finished, press the escape key. Now to hide the page number on the first page, because in some documents you may now not want the first page to show the page number. You can hide the first page number without affecting the rest of the pages. For this, double click on the header or footer to unlock it. Go to the Design tab and place a check mark next to different page or a different first page option, this one. The header and footer will disappear from the first page. Okay. And if you want, you can type something new in the header or footer and it will only affect the first page. Okay. And to lock it, press escape key. Now, what if you want to restart page numbering? Word allows you to restart page numbering on any page or any of your document. You can do this by inserting a section break and selecting the number you want to restart the numbering with. In our example, we will restart the page numbering for our document. And for this, place the insertion point at the top of the page you want to restart the page numbering for. And if there is a text on the page, place the insertion point at the beginning of the text. Now select the Layout tab, this one. Then click the Breaks command, this one. And select Next Page from the drop down menu that appears, this option. Click on it. Now a section break will be added to the document, as you can see on your screen. Now double click the header or footer containing the page number you want to restart. Click the page number command. Okay. First unlock it. Go to this tab and select on page number command. In the menu that appears, select Format Page Numbers. A dialog box will appear. Click the Start At button. Okay, this option. By default, it will start at 1. If you want, you can change the number. When you are done, click OK. Okay. The page numbering will restart from here, as you can see on your screen. This one, first page header section 2 and first page header section 1. The page is a single, but it is divided into two sections. Okay. Now type your desired number, like this is the page number 1 and this is 2. It is showing by default page number 1 because we earlier mentioned it before doing all these options. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. Our today's topic is picture and text wrapping. Adding pictures to your document can be a great way to illustrate important information and add decorative accents to existing text. Used in moderation, pictures can improve the overall appearance of your document. If you have a specific image in mind, you can insert a picture from a file. To insert a picture from a file, place the insertion point where you want the image to appear. Select the Insert tab and click on Pictures command or Pictures option. The Insert Picture dialog box will appear. Navigate to the folder where your image is located. Then select the image and click Insert. The image will appear in the document. Remember, to resize an image, click and drag one of the corner sizing handles, this one. The image will change size while keeping the same proportion. If you want to stretch it horizontally or vertically, you can use the side sizing handles like this one. Now let's talk about changing text wrapping settings. When you insert a picture from a file, you may notice that it's difficult to move it exactly where you want. This is because the text wrapping for the image is set to inline with text option. You will need to change the text wrapping settings if you want to move the image freely or if you just want the text to wrap around the image in a more natural way. To wrap text around an image, select the image you want to wrap text around, go to the Format tab, okay, and on the Format tab, click the Wrap Text command, this one. Then select the desired text wrapping option. In our example, I have used in front of text option. We'll select this option so we can freely move it without affecting the text. Alternatively, you can select more layout options to fine-tune the layout. The text will wrap around the image. You can now move the image if you want. Just click and drag to the desired location, like this. Okay, this one. Alternatively, you can use Access Text Wrapping option by selecting the image and clicking the Layout Options button that appears, this button. Okay. And if the alignment guides do not appear, select the Page Layout tab, then click the Align command. Select Use Align Guides from the drop-down menu that appears. Now, using a predefined text. Predefined text wrapping allows you to quickly move the image to a specific location on the page. The text will automatically wrap around the object, so it's still easy to read. For example, to insert online pictures, if you don't have the picture you want on your computer, you can find a picture online to add to your document. Word offers two options for finding online pictures. First one is OneDrive and second is Bing Image Search. OneDrive, you can insert an image stored on your OneDrive. You can also link other online accounts with your Microsoft account such as Facebook and Flickr, etc. And in Bing Image Search, you can use this option to search the internet for images. By default, Bing only shows images that are licensed under Creative Commons, which means you can use them for your own projects. However, you should click the link to the image website to see if there are any restrictions on how it can be used. Now, to insert an online picture, place the insertion point where you want the image to be appear. Okay. Then select the Insert tab and click on Online Pictures. This one. The Insert Picture dialog box will appear. Choose Bing Image Search or OneDrive. I don't have OneDrive option because I am not logged in to my Microsoft account. Okay. Search any image you want. For example, I use shape to be used in WordPad. Okay. Select the desired image, then click on insert button like this. Okay, now image has been appeared in my document. Okay, but remember, when adding images, videos or music to your own project, it's important to make sure you have the legal rights to use them. Most things you buy or download online are protected by copyright, which means you may not be allowed to use them. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. Our topic is formatting pictures. There are many ways to format pictures in Word. For instance, you can change the size or shape of an image to better suit your document. You can also enhance its appearance using Word's image adjustment tools. For example, to crop an image, when you crop an image, part of the picture is removed. Cropping can be useful if you are working with an image that's too big and you want to focus on only part of it. For this, select the image you want to crop, go to the Format tab and click on Crop command. This one. Cropping handles will appear on the sides and corners of the image as you can see here. Because the cropping handles are near the resizing handles, be careful not to drag a resizing handle by mistake. Okay. Crop it and click the crop command again. The image will now be cropped. Okay, and the corner handles are useful for simultaneously cropping the image horizontally and vertically as well. Now to crop an image to a shape, select the image you want to crop, then go to the Format tab, click the crop down arrow, this one, hover over crop to shape option, then select the desired shape from the drop down menu. Select any desired shape you want. Okay, the image will be cropped to the chosen shape as you can see on your screen. Okay, now to add a border to a picture, select the picture you want to add a border to, then click on the Format tab, click the picture border, this one. A drop down menu will appear. From here you can select a color, okay, or weight, both. Weight stands for thickness. The border will appear around the image like this. I want to appear this border. Okay. Now, what if you want to make image adjustments? With Word image adjustment tools, you can easily fine-tune properties like color, contrast, saturation, and tone. Word also offers built-in picture styles, which can be used to add a frame, drop shadow, and other predefined effects. When you are ready to adjust an image, simply select it, then use the options below, or which can be found on the Format tab. This one. From here, okay, in the correction option, you can sharpen or soften the image to adjust how clear or blurry it appears. You can also adjust brightness and contrast, as you can see. Okay, suppose I select this one. Now let's talk about color. Using this command, you can adjust the image saturation, tone, temperature of the image, okay, and coloring. Let's see with an example. Like I want to choose this color tone. Okay. Now let's talk about artistic effects. Here you can apply special effects to your image such as pastel, watercolor or glowing edges. Because the results are so bold, You may want to use these effects sparingly. I choose this one. Okay. Now, picture styles group. This group contains many different predefined styles that make image formatting even easier. Picture styles are designed to frame your image without changing its basic settings or basic effects. Now, our other option is compress picture. If you plan to email a document that contains pictures, you will need to monitor its file size. Large, high-resolution images can cause your document to become very large, which may make it difficult to attach to an email. Additionally, cropped areas of pictures are saved within the document by default, which can add to the file size. Thankfully, you can reduce your document's file size by compressing your pictures. This will lower their resolution and delete cropped areas. But remember, compressing a picture may noticeably affect its quality. Therefore, I recommend saving an extra copy of your document before you compress pictures. Alternatively, be prepared to use the undo command if you are dissatisfied with the results. And to compress a picture, first of all, select the picture you want to compress, then navigate to the Format tab, click the Compress Pictures command. A dialog box will appear. Check the box next to delete cropped areas of picture, which is by default selected. You can also choose whether to apply the settings to this picture only or for the all pictures of this document. Now choose a target output. If you are emailing your document, you may want to select email option, which produces the smallest file size. Now click OK. Okay. So that's it for this tutorial. Our today's topic is shapes. You can add a variety of shapes to your document, including arrows, callouts, squares, stars, and flowchart shapes. Want to set your name and address apart from the rest of your resume? Use a line. Need to create a diagram showing a timeline or process? Use flowchart shapes. While you may not need shapes in every document you create, they can add visual appeal and clarity. Now, to insert a shape, select the Insert tab, then click the Shapes command or Shapes option. A drop-down menu of shapes will appear. Select the desired shape. Okay. Select one more. Okay. So, if you want, you can enter text in a shape. When the shape appears in your document, you can begin typing. You can then use the formatting options on the Home tab to change the font size or color of the text. Now, to change the order of shapes, if one shape overlaps another, you may need to change the ordering so the correct shape appears in front. You can bring a shape to the front or send it to the back. If you have multiple images, you can use bring to front or send to back options. You can also move a shape in front of or behind text. So, to do so, right click on the shape you want to move. Okay. And a menu appears. Hover over bring to front or send to back options. Okay. You can choose the option of your type. Now the order of the shapes will change. But remember, in some cases, the ordering option you select will not affect the ordering of the shapes. If this happens, try selecting the same option again or try a different option. Now to resize a shape, select the shape you want to resize. Okay. Sizing handles will appear on the corners and sides of the shape. Click and drag the sizing handles until the shape is the desired size, like this. Okay. And to rotate the shape, click and drag the rotational handle, this one. Some shapes also have one or more yellow handles, as you can see here, these two. That can be used to modify the shapes. For example, with banner shapes, you can adjust the position of the folds like this. So, if you want to modify shapes, because Word allows you to modify your shapes in a variety of ways, so you can tailor them to your projects. You can change a shape into a different shape, format a shape style and color, or add various effects. And to change the shape style, choose the shape style option. Okay, for this, select the shape you want to change, go to the format tab, then click on the shape styles groups, this one. You can select more options by clicking down arrow. Okay, now select the desired one and double click on it. The shape will appear in the selected style. Now if you want to change the shape fill color, select the shape you want to change, go to the format tab and click on the option shape fill. Select the color you want to use, or to view more colors, select this option, more fill colors. Okay, select any color and click on it. Or if you want to use a different type of fill, select gradient or texture from the drop down menu. You can also select no fill to make it transparent. Here are these options. Now if you want to change the shape outline, select the shape you want to change. Suppose I want to edit this one. Go to the format tab and click on the shape outline. The shape outline menu will appear. Select the color you want to use. Okay, suppose I choose this one. Or if you want to make the outline transparent, select no outline. The shape will appear in the selected outline color. Here is the shape. Okay. Now if you want to add shape effects, select the shape you want to change. Go to the format tab and click on shape effects. In the menu that appears, over the style of effects you want to add, and then select the desired preset effect. Suppose I choose this one. Okay, the shape will appear with the selected effect. And to change to a different shape, select the shape you want to change. The format tab will appear. Go to the format tab and click the edit shape option. This one. In the menu that appears, hover the mouse over change shape, then select the desired shape. Okay, and click on it. See, the new shape will be appeared. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Our topic for today is text boxes. Text boxes can be useful for drawing attention to specific text. They can also be helpful when you need to move text around in your document. Word allows you to format text boxes and the text within them with a variety of styles and effects. To insert a text box, select the Insert tab, then click on the text box option. A drop-down menu will appear. Select Draw Text Box. This one. Okay. Now click and drag anywhere on the document to create a text box. The insertion point will appear inside the text box. You can now type to create text inside the text box like 75. off. If you want, you can select the text and then change the font color and size by using the commands on the Format and Home tabs. Okay. Now click anywhere outside the text box to return to your document. You can also select one of the built-in text boxes that have predefined colors, fonts, positions, and sizes. As you can see here, I am talking about these designs. Okay. Now, if you want to move a text box, click the text box you want to move. Hover the mouse over one of the edges of the text box. The mouse will change into a cross with arrows. Click and drag the text box to the desired location. Now, if you want to resize a text box, click the text box you want to resize. Click and drag any of the sizing handles on the corners or sides of the text box until it is the desired size, like this. Okay. Now if you want to modify text boxes, because Word offers several options for changing the way text boxes appear in your document. You can change the shape, style and color of text boxes or add various effects. Now to change the shape style, select the text box you want to change, open the Format tab, this one. Okay, now click on the More next to the Shape Styles, this one. Okay, sorry, that's another option. We are going to use this one for now. A drop down menu of styles will appear. Select the style you want to use. The text box will appear in the selected style. Like suppose I want this one. Okay, now if you want to change the text box shape, click on the text box, go to the Format tab, and from the Format tab click on Edit Shape option, this one. Hover the mouse over Change Shape and then select the desired shape from the menu that appears. Like I choose this one, or this one. Okay, the text box will appear formatted as the shape. Okay, so that's it for this lesson. See you in the next lecture. Our topic is aligning, ordering and grouping objects. There may be times when your documents have multiple objects such as pictures, shapes and text boxes. You can arrange the objects any way you want by aligning, grouping, ordering and rotating them in various ways. For now, if you want to align two or more objects, first create two or more objects, or we can say shapes, on your document. Like I am going to create around 3 objects for our example, and this is the third one. Okay, I make it little small. That's it. Now to align two or more objects, hold the Shift or Control key and select them one by one. Now from the Format tab, click the Align command, this one. Then select one of the alignment options. In this example, I will choose Align Right option. Now see the difference on your screen. The objects will be aligned based on the selected option. But remember that the Align Selected Objects option is selected by default, which allows you to align objects without moving them to a different part of the page. However, if you want to move the objects the top or bottom of the page, select Align to Page or Align to Margin options. from here. Now to distribute objects evenly, for example, if you have arranged your objects in a row or column, you may want them to be an equal distance from one another for a neater appearance. You can do this by distributing the objects horizontally or vertically. Hold the Shift or Control key and select the objects you want to distribute, like I select all of the three. Now the objects will be evenly spaced from one another by using the option Distribute Vertically. From Format tab you can find the option here, that is Distribute Vertically, this one. Okay. Now let's talk about grouping objects. At times you may want to group multiple objects into one object so they will stay together. This is usually easier than selecting them individually, and it also allows you to resize and move all of the objects at the same time. To group objects, first of all select all the three objects, click the group command from the Format tab, this one. Okay. Now click on this option. The selected objects will now be grouped. There will be a single box with sizing handles around the entire group, so you can move or resize all of the objects at the same time, like this. Okay. Now if you want to ungroup objects, select the group object. From the Format tab, click the group option and select ungroup. The objects will now be ungrouped. And for ordering of objects, in addition to aligning objects, Word gives you the ability to arrange objects in a specific order. The ordering is more important when two or more objects overlap because it determines which objects are in the front or the back. First, understand the levels. Objects are placed on different levels according to the order in which they were inserted into the document. In the example below, or as you can see on your screen, if we move the way or these objects on one another, now it's quite confusing for a person to understand which one is the first and which one is the middle and which one is the last object. So to change an object level, select the object you want to move. For example, I will select this one, go to the Format tab and click on this option, bring forward. Okay. Or if you want to send backward any object, like this one, I want to send this object to the backward, select this option, that is your send backward option. Now as you can see, our first option will now become the last one. Okay. But remember, if you have several objects placed on top of each other, it may be difficult to select an individual object. So the selection pane allows you to easily drag an object to a different level. To view the selection pane, click the selection pane option from the Format tab. Okay, this one, like this. Select them from here, as it is quite confusing to select them on directly from our document. Now if you want to rotate or flip an object with the desired object selected, like this one, click the rotate command on the Format tab, or you can directly rotate it from here, or you can choose this command, rotate command. Suppose if I choose it rotate left 90°, the object will be rotated. Okay, so that's the end of this lesson. Our topic is tables. A table is a grid of cells arranged in rows and columns. Tables can be used to organize any type of content, whether you are working with text or numerical data. In Word, you can quickly insert a blank table or convert existing text to a table. You can also customize your table using different styles and layouts. Now, to insert a blank table, place the insertion point where you want the table to appear, navigate to the Insert tab, then click the Table command. This will open a drop-down menu that contains a grid. Hover over the grid to select the number of columns and rows you want, like this. And click the grid to confirm your selection, and the table will appear on your document. Now to enter text, place the insertion point in any cell, then begin typing. But remember, to navigate between cells, use the tab key or arrow keys on your keyboard. If the insertion point is in the last cell, pressing the tab key will automatically create a new row. For example, like this, press the tab key. It will create a new row. Or if you want to convert existing text into a table, okay, suppose you have written a text like this: A, okay, B, C, etc. So first of all, select the text you want to convert into a table. Go to the Insert tab and click the Table command. Select this option, Convert Text to Table. A dialog box will appear. Choose one of the options under Separate Text As. Okay, this one. Select any of them. Suppose I selected this one. Okay, this is how Word knows what to put into each column. Click OK. Okay, then the text will appear in a table. As you can see here, I have selected all of this at once, so it will be added in the old table. But if you do it by deleting this table, you can get A, B and C separated by columns. Now let's talk about modifying tables. You can easily change the appearance of your table once you have added one to your document. There are several options for customization, including adding rows or columns and changing the table style. To add a row or column, first of all, come outside the table or select the insertion point, and then, for example, I come here, or in the very first row, select the plus sign here, and as you can see, a new row or column will be added to the table. Alternatively, you can also do it by just right clicking on the table like this. Okay. From here you can insert columns to the left, to the right, and insert rows above or below, or you can insert any single cell. So now if you want to delete a row or column, place the insertion point in the row or column you want to delete, right click and then select the option delete cells, this one. Okay, as you click on it, a dialog box will open. Now choose delete entire row, okay, or delete entire column option and click OK. Now as you can see, the row or column we selected will be deleted. Now let's talk about table styles. Table styles let you change the look and feel of your table instantly. They control several design elements including color, borders and fonts. So to apply a table style, click anywhere in your table to select it like this. Okay, then click the design tab, this one, on the far right of the ribbon. Now locate the table styles group, this one. Then click the more drop down arrow to see the full list of styles. Select the table style you want and click on it. Now the table style will appear on your document. Now if you want to modify table style, you have an option of it. Once you have chosen a table style, you can turn various options on or off to change its appearance. There are 6 options: header row, total row, banded rows, first column, last column and banded columns. For this, click anywhere in your table, then navigate to the Design tab, then check or uncheck the desired group, this one, table style options. You can check or uncheck any option, like I select this one, banded columns. Okay, so depending on the table style you have chosen, certain table style options may have a different effect. You might need to experiment to get the look you want. Now if you want to apply borders to a table, first of all select the cells you want to apply. For example, I select these 3 cells. Now go to the Design tab, then select the line style options. Okay, this one. Click the drop down arrow below the borders command here and choose your desired border style. Okay, or you can click here also and select, for example, I select this one, outside borders. Okay, now the border will be applied to the selected cells. Now if you want to modify a table using the layout tab, because in Word the layout tab appears whenever you select your table, you can use the option on this tab to make a variety of modifications. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. Our topic is charts. A chart is a tool you can use to communicate information graphically. Including a chart in your document can help you illustrate numerical data such as comparisons and trends, so it's easier for the reader to understand. There are several types of charts to choose from. To use charts effectively, you will need to understand what makes each one unique. In addition to chart types, you will need to understand how to read a chart. Chart contains several different elements or parts that can help you interpret data. Word utilizes a separate spreadsheet window for entering and editing chart data, much like a spreadsheet in Excel. The process of entering data is fairly simple, but if you are unfamiliar with Excel, you might want to review basic lessons. Now, if you want to insert a chart, place the insertion point where you want the chart to appear, navigate to the Insert tab, then click the Chart command in the illustration group. A dialog box is appear. To view your options, choose a chart type from the left pane. Okay. Select the desired chart and then click OK, or you can double click on it. A chart and spreadsheet window will appear. The text in the spreadsheet is merely a placeholder that you will need to replace with your own source data. The source data is what Word will use to create the chart. You can edit them from here, like I type here name. Okay, so here also category 1 change to name. We can enter our source data in this spreadsheet. Okay, only the data enclosed in the blue box will appear in the chart. If necessary, click and drag the lower right corner, this one, if you want to increase the number of rows and columns. When you are done, click on this to close the spreadsheet window. Okay, Now your chart will be complete. But if you want to edit your chart again, simply select it. Okay, and then go to the edit data, this one option. Okay, now if you already have data in an existing Excel file that you had like to use in Word, you can copy and paste it instead of entering it by hand. Just open the spreadsheet in Excel, copy the data and then paste it as the source data in Word. You can also embed an existing Excel chart into your Word document. This is useful if you know you are going to be updating your Excel file later. The chart in Word will update automatically anytime a change is made. There are many ways to customize and organize your chart in Word. For example, you can quickly change the chart type, rearrange the data and even change the chart's appearance. Sometimes you may want to change the way your chart data is grouped. For example, in this chart, the data is grouped by January. Okay, with the different columns. This one. So for this, select the chart you want to modify. Okay, go to the Design tab. From the Design tab, click the Edit Data command in the Data group. This one. Click the chart again to reselect it. Okay. And then click the switch row or column, whatever you want. Okay. Now, if you want to change the chart type, select the chart you want to change. Okay. The Design tab will appear. From the Design tab, click the Change Chart Type command, this last one. A dialog box will appear. Select the desired chart. For example, like I want to select this one. Then click OK. The new chart type will be applied. But as you can see, the data remains same because I changed category 1 to name. Okay. Now if you want to change the chart layout, select the chart you want to modify. Go to the Design tab and from Design tab click the Quick Layout option. Choose the desired layout from the drop-down list. The chart will update to reflect the new layout. But if you don't see a chart layout that has exactly what you need, you can click the Add Chart Element command on the Design tab to add axis titles, grid lines and other chart elements. I am talking about this one option, first option. Okay. Now if you want to change the chart style, first of all select the chart, go to the Design tab and from Design tab click the More drop down arrow in the chart style group, this one. Okay. Select the style you want and the chart style will be applied. Remember, for faster customization, use the formatting shortcuts to the right of your chart, this one. These allow you to adjust the chart style, chart elements and even add filters to your data like this. This one is your filter option. Okay. So that's it for this lecture. Our today's topic is checking spelling and grammar. Are you worried about making mistakes when you type? Don't be. Word provides you with several proofing features including a spelling and grammar tool that can help you to produce professional and error-free documents. Now, to run a spelling and grammar check, first go to Review tab and then click on Spelling and Grammar option. As you can see on the right side, The spelling and grammar pane will appear, and for each error in your document, Word will tell you to offer one or more suggestions like this for fulfill this one. Okay, Word is showing that this word is correct rather than whatever you have typed. Okay, either you can change it from here or you can simply ignore. Okay, now Word will move through each error until you have reviewed all of them. After the last error has been reviewed, a dialog box will appear confirming that the spelling and grammar check is complete. Like if you click on change all. Okay, like this. Okay, now I am talking about this dialog box. Just click OK. And if you want to try ignoring errors, the spelling and grammar check is not always correct, particularly with grammar. There are many error words will not notice. There are also times when the spelling and grammar check will say something is an error when it's actually not. Like if you type your name, sometimes Word shows that this is not a correct word and suggest you some other examples. So it's not possible for you to select one of them. This often happens with names and other proper nouns, which may not be in the dictionary. If Word says something is an error, you can choose not to change it by pressing ignore button. Okay. Now there are three options, that is ignore, ignore all and add. The first option, ignore, this will skip the word without changing it, and if you choose ignore all, this will skip the word without changing it, and it will also skip all other instances of the word in the document. And if you talk about third option, that is add, this adds the word to the dictionary, so it will never come up as an error. Make sure the word is spelled correctly before choosing this option. Okay. Now, for some grammatical errors, Word will provide an explanation for why it thinks something is incorrect. This can help you determine whether you want to change it or ignore it. Okay. Suppose if we have made a mistake and we check for spelling and grammar. Okay. Here Word can provide you an example that why Word thinks that this is an incorrect option. Okay. Like here is an option for the audio, or to see the definitions you can sign in your Microsoft account. Okay, now let's talk about automatic spelling and grammar checking option. By default, Word automatically checks your document for spelling and grammar errors, so you may not even need to run a separate check. These errors are indicated by colored wavy lines like you can see here. The red line indicates a misspelled word, and the blue line indicates a grammatical error including misused words. Okay, now what is misused word? Misused word, also known as contextual spelling error, occurs when a word is spelled correctly but used incorrectly. Okay, for example, if you use the phrase like this, I will show by typing. Suppose if you type like this. Okay, at the beginning of a letter. Now the deer would be a contextual spelling error. Deer is spelled correctly, but it is used incorrectly in the letter. The correct word is deer. Instead of typing deer, you can choose deer, as Word also suggests you here. You can change it from here like this. Okay. Now to correct spelling errors, first of all, select the word. Okay. Right click on it and choose from one of these options. Okay. Also, you can choose to ignore all option. Okay, or if you want to add this word in the dictionary, then you can choose this one. Okay, now to correct grammar errors, right click on it and select one of these. Like I choose this one. Okay, Now the corrected phrase will appear in the document. Now, if you want to change the settings of automatic spelling and grammar check, you have to click on File to access the Backstage view. Then go to Options. A dialog box has been appeared, and on the left side, as you can see, select the third option, that is Proofing. Okay. Now uncheck this one, check grammar with spelling. Uncheck this one option. Okay, and click on OK. Now if you have turned off the automatic spelling and grammar checks, you can still go to the Review tab and click the spelling and grammar command to run a new check whenever required. Okay. Now if you want to hide spelling and grammar errors in a document, because if you are sharing a document like a resume with someone, you might not want that person to see the red and blue lines. Turning off the automatic spelling and grammar check only applies to your computer, so the lines may still show up when someone else views your document. Fortunately, Word allows you to hide spelling and grammar errors, so the lines will not show up on any computer. And to do so, click on File to access the Backstage view. Again, go to the Options. Okay, now select the go to the proofing option. Now select the last two options, this one. Okay, to hide your spelling errors and to hide your grammar errors. Okay, by clicking OK, you make sure that the lines in the document will be hidden. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. Our topic is track changes and comments. Let's say someone asks you to proofread or collaborate on a document. If you had a printed copy, you might use a red pen to cross out sentences, mark misspellings and add comments in the margins. Word allows you to do all of these things electronically using the track changes and comments feature. When you turn on track changes, every change you make to the document will appear as a colored markup. If you delete text, it won't disappear. Instead, the text will be crossed out. If you add text, it will be underlined. This allows you to see edits before making the changes permanent. To turn on track changes, go to the Review tab and click on Track Changes option. Now the track changes will be turned on. From this point on, any changes you make to the document will appear as colored markups. For example, if I remove students and type people, now see the difference. Students won't get deleted. Instead, it is a crossed one. Track changes are really just suggested changes. To become permanent, they must be accepted. On the other hand, the original author may disagree with some of these track changes and choose to reject them. And to accept or reject changes, first of all, select the change you want to accept or reject, like this. Now go to the Review tab and select Accept or Reject option. For example, I select this one, Accept. Okay, click OK. Now as you can see, the markup will disappear and Word will automatically jump to the next change. You can continue accepting or rejecting each change until you have reviewed all of them. And when you are finished, click the Track Changes command to turn off track changes. Okay. Or if you want to accept all changes at once, click the Accept drop down menu and select the option Accept all changes and stop tracking. Okay. Now, if you have a lot of track changes, they may become distracting if you are trying to read through a document. Fortunately, Word provides a few ways to customize how track changes appear. Okay. First of all, turn on track changes option. Okay. Remove people with students. Click on this menu. You will have 4 options. Select one by one and see the difference on your screen. Okay. And if you click on original, it shows people instead of student. Okay. By default, all markup option has been selected. Now if you want to hide track changes, go to the review tab and click the display for review option, this one. Select any one of them. Okay, for now I am going to select no markup option so that it will get hidden. Now remember that hiding track changes is not the same as reviewing changes. You will still need to accept or reject the changes before sending out the final version of your document. And to show revision in balloons, because by default most revisions appear inline, meaning the text itself is marked. You can also choose to show the revision in balloons, which moves most revision to the right margin. Removing the inline markup can make the document easier to read, and balloons also give you more detailed information about some markups. And to do so, go to the review tab, click on show markup options, select balloons and click on show revision in balloons. Most revisions will appear in the right margin, although they add text will still appear inline. Okay, as you can see on your screen, SP is my username and it shows that 2 minutes ago SP removed the word people and typed students. Okay, now let's talk about comments. Sometimes you may want to add a comment to provide feedback instead of editing a document. While it's often used in combination with track changes, you don't necessarily need to have track changes turned on to add comments. And to do so, first of all, highlight some text. Okay, and go to the review tab and select the option new comment. Here type your comment whatever you want, like I type this is the sample comment and press escape key to exit. Okay, this is how you can add comment to any text. Now if you want to delete comment, you have to select the text first. Okay, go to the review tab and select this one, delete option. Okay, as you can see, the comment will be deleted. And if you want to delete all comments, click the delete drop down arrow. Okay, and select the option delete all comments in your document. Okay, so that's it for track changes and comment lecture. Our today's topic is inspecting and protecting documents. Before sharing a document, you will want to make sure it doesn't include any information you want to keep private. You may also want to discourage others from editing your file. Fortunately, Word includes several tools to help inspect and protect your documents. Whenever you create or edit a document, certain personal information may be added to the file automatically. For example, information about the document's author. You can use the document inspector to remove this type of information before sharing a document with others. Because some changes may be permanent, it's a good idea to use save as to create a backup copy of your document before using document inspector. Now to use document inspector, first of all click on the file option to access the backstage view. Now click on info. From info pane, click check for issues option, then select inspect document. Okay, now it's showing you that you can either save your document or not. Okay, so I choose no, but it doesn't affect your performance. Now document inspector will appear. Check or uncheck the boxes depending on the content you want to review. Okay, suppose I want to review all of these options, then click on inspect. As you can see, the inspection results will show an exclamation mark, this one, for any categories where it found potentially sensitive data, and it will also have a remove all button for each of these categories. Click remove all to remove the data. Okay, and when you are done, click on close. Okay. Now let's talk about protecting your document. By default, anyone with access to your document will be able to open, copy and edit its content unless you protect it. There are several ways to protect a document depending on your needs. Now to protect your document, click on File tab, click on Info, go to Protect Document option. Okay, and from drop down menu choose the option that best suits you or your needs. In our example, I will select mark as final option because marking your document as final is a good way to discourage others from editing the file, while other options gives you more control if you need it. As I click on it, a dialog box will appear prompting you to save. So click OK, save your file. Now another dialog box will appear. You have to just click on OK. The document will be marked as final. Okay, as you can see on the top of the screen. Okay. Now, whenever others open the file, a bar will appear at the top to discourage them from editing the document. Okay. Now, marking a document as final will not actually prevent others from editing it because they can just select edit anyway option from here. If you want to prevent people from editing the document, you can use the restrict access option instead. Okay. Let's choose that one. Go to protect document. Okay, and click this one, restrict access. Okay, now that's it. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial of tracking and protecting your documents. Today's topic is Smart Art Graphics. Smart Art allows you to communicate information with graphics instead of just using text. There are a variety of styles to choose from, which you can use to illustrate many different types of ideas. And to insert a Smart Art graphics, place the insertion point in the document where you want the Smart Art graphic to appear. Go to the Insert tab and select the option Smart Art. Okay, choose anyone you like and click OK. Okay, now the Smart Art graphic will appear on your document. And to add text to a Smart Art graphic, select the Smart Art graphic. The text pane will appear like this. Okay, now enter the text next to each bullet in the text pane. The text will appear in the corresponding shape. It will be resized automatically to fit inside the shape. You don't have to worry about that. Okay, or if you can also add text by clicking the desired shape and then start typing. Okay, it's easy to add new shapes, change their order and even delete shapes from your Smart Art graphic. You can do all of this in the text pane and it's a lot like creating an outline with a multi-level list. Okay, for example, if you want to demote a shape, just select the desired bullet and then press Tab key from your keyboard. As you can see on your screen, the bullet will move to the right and the shape will move down one level. Okay, now if you want to promote a shape, then select the desired bullet and press backspace key from your keyboard, or you can simply type Shift plus Tab key. Okay, now the bullet will again move to the left and the shape will move up one level. And if you want to add a new shape, place the insertion point after the desired bullet like this and simply press enter. Okay, now if you want to remove a shape, select the desired bullet and keep pressing backspace key until the bullet is deleted, because if you press backspace key single time, it will promote a shape, but if you want to delete a shape, press backspace key twice or thrice a time. Okay, or if you had prefer not to use the text pen to organize your smart art, you can use the commands on the design tab. Okay, and for this just select the shape you want to modify and then choose the desired command. Okay, for example, to promote and demote, or to move a shape up or down. Let's talk about promote and demote first. Use these commands to move a shape up or down between levels. I will click on this. You can see on your screen the difference. Okay, and this one is for demote. Now as I click on move up, it changes the position of the selected shape, or I press move down, which moves the current selection backward in the sequence. And if you want to add a shape, okay, you can also add a shape by simply clicking on the desired bullet and simply press enter. Okay, like this. Okay, and to delete, keep pressing backspace. Okay, now after inserting smart art, there are several things you might to change about its appearance. Whenever you select a smart art graphic, the design and format tabs will appear on the right side of the ribbon. From there, it's easy to edit the style and layout of a smart art graphic. Okay, there are several smart art styles which allow you to quickly modify the look and feel of your smart art. To change the style, select the desired style from the smart art styles group. Okay, like this. Okay, you have a variety of color schemes to use with smart art. To change the colors, click the change color option and select your desired color. Okay, you can also customize each shape independently, and for this just select the shape first. Okay, then go to the format tab, click on shape effects and select your desired shape effect. Okay, and to change the smart art layout, go to the design tab and click on this arrow. Okay, either you can select from these options or you can click on more layouts. Select the new style whatever you want, like I select this one and click OK. Now the selected layout will appear. And if the new layout is too different from the original, some of your text may not appear. Before deciding on a new layout, check carefully to make sure no important information will be lost. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. Thank you for watching. Our topic is applying and modifying styles. A style is a predefined combination of font style, color and size that can be applied to any text in your document. Styles can help your documents achieve a more professional look and feel. You can also use styles to quickly change several things in your document at the same time. And to apply a style, first of all select the text you want to format or place your cursor at the beginning of the line like this. Okay, now go to the home tab and select the styles group, this one. Click the more for drop down arrow. Okay, select the desired style from the drop down menu. Suppose I select this one. As you can see, the text will appear in the selected style. Now let's talk about style sets. Style sets include a combination of title, heading and paragraph styles. Style sets allow you to format all elements in your document at once instead of modifying each element separately. And for this, go to the Design tab, click the More drop down, okay, and choose your desired style set from the drop down menu, whatever you want. Okay, suppose I select this one. The selected style will now applied on your entire document. Okay? In this way, you can select or set any style set on a document. Now, if you want to modify a style, first of all, locate and right click on the styles. Go here, select this one and right click on it. Go to the modify option. A dialog box will appear. Now make the desired formatting changes such as font style, size and color, etc. Whatever you want to change. Okay, and click on OK. As you can see, the style will be modified now. But remember, when you modify a style, you are changing every instance of that style in the document. Okay. Now you can create your own style, and for creating a new style, first of all, click on this arrow in the styles group. Okay. Now the style task pane will appear. Select the new style button at the bottom of the task pane. Whatever you want to select, first of all select that. Okay, and go to this option new style to create your own style. Provide it a name. Suppose I provided a name Tom. Select the style type like character, table, list or paragraph. Now select the style based on option available. Okay, do whatever you want to do with these options, and at last just press OK. Now as you can see, the new style named Tom has been created. Okay, but remember, you can also use styles to create a table of contents for your document. Okay, it's not limited to the options provided here. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. Our topic is mail merge and it's the last topic of this course. So what is mail merge? Mail merge is a useful tool that allows you to produce multiple letters, labels, envelopes, name tags and more using information stored in a list, database or spreadsheet. When performing a mail merge, you will need a Word document. Either you can create with an existing one or you can create a new one. And we need a recipient list, which is typically an Excel workbook. Okay, and to use mail merge, first of all open an existing Word document or create a new one. Go to the mailing tab, this option. Okay, and click on start mail merge. Okay, select the last option, that is step by step mail merge wizard. As you can see on your right side, a wizard will open. Now this wizard is divided into 6 steps. This is our step 1. From the mail merge task pane on the right side of the Word window, choose the type of document you want to create. In our example, I will select letters. Now click on next. Okay. Now our step 2. Select the use the current document. Okay. Then click on next to move to the step 3. Our step 3 is our address list. Now you will need an address list, so Word can automatically place each address into the document. The list can be in an existing file such as Excel workbook, or you can type a new address list from within the mail merge wizard. Okay. For now, I am selecting using an existing list option, and for this I have to browse my file. Okay. Here is my file. Click on open. Okay, and if the address list is in Excel, as you can see, select the worksheet that contains the list and then click OK. Okay, select this one and click on OK. In the mail merge recipient dialog box, you can check or uncheck each box to control which recipient are included in the merge. By default, all recipients should be selected. And when you are done, click on OK. Now click on Next. Okay. Now write your letter on step 4. Either you can write a letter or you can use the existing one. Okay. Now you are ready to write your letter when it's printed. Each copy of the letter will basically be the same. Only the recipient data such as the name and address will be different. You will need to add placeholders for the recipient data so MailMerge knows exactly where to add the data. And to do so, or to enter the recipient data, place the insertion point in the document where you want the information to appear. Now choose one of the placeholders option. In our example, I am choosing this one, that is address block. Okay. Now depending on your selection, a dialog box may appear with various customization options. Select the desired option and click on OK. Now a placeholder will appear in your document, for example address block. Now add any other placeholders you want. Okay, for example I'll add a greeting line. Okay, first of all place the insertion point and then select the another option. Select anyone, click on OK. Now when you are done, click the next to preview your letters. That is our step 5. Okay, preview the letters to make sure the information from the recipient list appears correctly in the letter, as you can see here, this one. You can use the left and right scroll arrows to view each version of the document like this. Okay, these are the name and address of the people from your Excel workbook. Okay, and if everything looks correct, just click on the next to go to step 6. Now in step 6, click on the print option to print the letters. Now a dialog box will appear. Decide if you want to print all of the letters, the current documents, or only a select group. You can select any record or provide a number. Suppose I want to print these all records, then click on OK. The print dialog box will appear. Adjust the print settings if needed and then click OK. Now the letters are started being printed. Okay, for now I am going to cancel it because I don't want to print all the letters. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. Hope to see you in next lecture.